Hey guys, today's video is all about scrapbooking with a big circle as your focal piece. Hi, I'm Katie Taylor at scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. Today's video is also celebrating Snips by Kelly's 5K subscribers on YouTube. Okay, so don't freak out, but I've just pulled a whole bunch of stuff and we're going to see what works. I have this photo of our daughter, and you can see where she has her glasses upside down. So I am going to scrapbook this, and I'm going to include a circle. If you follow Kelly, you know that she loves circles, and I love when she loves circles because it always ends up turning out great. Now, of course, I've pulled out the meant to be because there are some title options that I'm really liking. But then I also pulled out the Floral Delight because I think the yellow in this just brightens up this photo. So I'm going to be using a couple of those. And then I've pulled out some die cuts. Pulled out these. I have some extras of these, so I think I'm going to throw those in there. Anything where I don't have to actually cut additional ones. I'm going to pull some flowers from my stash, and then I've pulled these two ribbons. I am loving this one. Y'all have seen me use that on a whole lot of stuff. And then this little bitty thin one that comes with the Floral Delight if you get the suite. So I've pulled those, and then of course I'll pull embellishments as we get closer. So I'm going to clear this off, get a few things cut, pull my stash of flowers, and I'll be back. Okay, so I am going to gut this cardstock. Now this is close to my heart, cardstock. This is Acorn. I was working on another class and I had it out. It goes pretty well. So it's just going to be the base of the layout and then some photo mats kind of behind the photo. So it will be close enough. You could also use pecan pie from Stampin' Up. But I like to gut my cardstock because number one, I'm going to be able to get the mat from the centerpiece. And then also I'm going to have some layers in here. And then that way it'll kind of cut down on the bulk, especially as much 3D foam tape that I use. So I've cut that. This is from the Country Woods, and I'm going to be using this pattern because it has that kind of yellow in it. And I've cut that down just a little bit smaller. And then now we can work on the circle. So my circle is going to be from this vellum. Kelly used this vellum on a recent layout, and this is from the Floral Delight. And I just have this randomly right by my desk. So it seems to be about the right size. That's going to be right there. So I am just going to trace around this. The good thing about using a circle and having stuff around it on your layout is the circle does not have to be perfect. So I want it a little bit larger. So you can see I'm kind of backing it up about 3/8 of an inch from the side. I am going to draw my line directly around it. But when I cut, I'm going to cut at that 3/8. And that way it'll be a little bit larger. And then I'm going to grab some big scissors for this. And then I am just going to freestyle it. Now, Kelly loves to use the Cricut. She used to use the Cricut a whole lot. If you are a Cricut person, just plug in a circle and cut it, especially also with the flowers that I'm going to use. We are getting ready to leave for basketball out of town. And in Texas, you have to drive 3 and 4 hours to get there. So I am not going to be breaking out my Cricut. I am just going to be freehanding this. I also want to show you how you can do these things without all the machines. I think a lot of brand new scrapbookers kind of get discouraged because, you know, they can't go buy the Cricut. They can't buy a die cut machine, so on and so forth. And you don't have to do all of that. Just use what you have. I am going to attempt to erase the pencil lines. My flowers, like I said, will hide some of it. I'm not really sold on doing flowers all the way around yet, so I definitely want as much of this circle erased as possible. So you can kind of see it, But at least once I get the flowers and stuff on there, I think it'll draw your attention away from that. Right now I'm at the point where I have to decide if I'm going to fussy cut these or use the Delightful Wishes thin cut. I do have all of these extras, but that is for another layout. But you can see how easy these can fussy cut out. But which is quicker? Which is quicker? So I think I'm going to die cut because I love all the layers of this and I haven't done that yet. So I am going to do that off camera. I did want to show you how cool two-tone cardstock is because Stampin' Up! Just released it like close to my hard hat. So you can see one side is the true color and one side is the light. When you are working with flowers like Delightful Wishes that have two pieces that overlay, by using a true side and a light side, you get that depth without a lot of, you know, having to add 3D foam tape, so on and so forth. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut all of these using probably the solids. I'm going to go the true color, and then the top color I'm going to go the light, and I'll get that variation. So you can see there. So we've got the dark and the light. I'm not sure you can see that. I was going to do this off camera, but then I thought, you know what, if I'm going to explain that to you, I can do this too. And then we have the light colors. And then we even have these little bitty tiny ones. Where this was stuck on the little where it's stuck on the little paperboard piece that it comes with. It still has that adhesive on there and I can't get it off. I need to do my Goo Gone. But it'll stick to everything. You'll see it'll stick to this plate here in just a second. Oh, well, maybe not. So I'm going to go cut a bunch of these, but I kind of wanted to show you what I'm talking about. So can you see the variation in that? And it's just because you used that two-tone cardstock. If you are new to die cutting, die cuts usually come with the back side have these little holes. So you'll just use either a piercing tool or something like that, and then it just makes those little pieces pop out. So I've cut some more, and then I'm going to even cut some more, but before I do that, I want to add some ink on the true color, the true side of this, and I'm just using Nectarine ink, and I'm just going to sponge this around, and we'll see how it goes. One fun thing about creating is you just get to kind of experiment. I thought about using actual orange cardstock, nectarine, whatever other color, but I think it's going to be darker than what I want. She has kind of that rust color in her shirt, so I don't want a bright orange. I thought about doing that acorn, but I don't want that. That's kind of a brown flower. Now, those look like my flowers because I can't keep anything alive, but don't really want that. So I'm hoping that this is going to add just that extra touch. And you can see right here in the DSP how it's kind of got that orange look to it. Okay, I'm going to finish this and then cut some more, and then we'll come back and we can start assembling. The other thing I'm going to do is this is going to be used for like just a behind the scenes photo mat, and there's this cute little thing right here that comes with that Delightful Wishes. I am just going to, probably that. I'm going to die cut a corner of this. Actually, probably this corner. I wanted to die cut that wood grain from the that I'm going to use as my base. Isn't that cute? But, you know, it's large, and so I can't do that. So I'm going to get my little brush tool here in just a second and clean that off. So I am going to like that, and then we are done with the die cutting. Anytime I gut one of my layout bases, I like to apply the adhesive to the layout base instead of the part that's going to go over it. And that way I don't have to worry about where my adhesive is and make sure it doesn't get on there. So we've done this. I've only cut this 1/4 of an inch. And I think that's going to be okay. 1/4 of an inch smaller, which means it's going to be 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I contemplated doing it a little bit more, but I think that's going to go good. Okay, so that is the layout base, and then now we have this vellum circle. Now the thing about vellum is you can usually see, number one, what's behind it, so I'm not opposed to that. I could put a white piece of cardstock behind there. I've gone ahead and I've put her photo on foam tape. For some reason my camera stopped recording. But I adhered these down knowing that I would put this on foam tape. I'm not going to secure it yet. And then I'm going to come back in with I'm going to decide on my sentiment and the flowers. So I've already kind of grouped my flowers together. I'm going to have a triangle. And I want to add even further dimension by stamping some of these florals onto this base. I'm going to be using Lemonade and Sundance. Lemonade is going to be, it's the lighter color, and so it's going to be the kind of solid feel. You see the solid one? And then the Sundance will be the one on top. So this is the solid Lemonade. It's going to be really subtle. I'm really hoping it'll be even more subtle if I don't like the way it goes. So I'll have it up toward the top. So this one's the opposite of what you think. So can you see that? I think it's going to look really good once I get those layered florals on there. Okay, I have put 3D foam tape on the back of these, or dimensionals, on the back of the larger ones as well as the kind of middle size ones. And they're just going to kind of go stacked right here. Remember, there's this open space. If you follow me a lot of times I use that open space for embellishments like this, journaling, anything like that. This flower is going to get adhered directly down to the layout. On the other flowers, these two spots, they are going to have some dimensional, some dimensional elements to them because I'm using some greenery. I'm also using these leaves. And these were also cut with two-tone cardstock, and you can see the variation of them. I love these because they've got little bitty slits in them. We've got that, and then I want to add a dimensional on the back of this, right underneath that leaf. Good thing about flowers and leaves, leaves, you can add dimensional elements, where they're supposed to be kind of standing up. And kind of just adds that extra dimension without it all being popped up. And we've got this one. Perfect. It just seems like it was meant to be for that. So we have the Just Be You. I am going to put that on my anti-static pouch so I can get rid of the stickiness. I am liking Which bee do I want? I don't know if I want to bring in. Let's just do this one. I am going to trim the sticker part down just a little bit. I love the white edge to stickers and such, but this one just seemed a little bit too much. So I'm just going to trim this. And you can notice I'm moving the sticker, not my scissors, and that helps a whole lot with rounded edges. So I'm also going to remove the sticky from it too. So I've got some 3D foam on just the end of the sticker, the Just Be You. And it's going to go right here. And then I need to find something to cover this up here. So I've got, from Secret Garden, I've got this Happy. It's going to go directly down onto my layout. So I want to remove it with my Take Your Pick tool. And that way the oils in my fingers don't take that sticky off. I'm going to leave kind of that space right there. That way I can come back, because this title is not going to hide it. That way I can come back with either florals or something. Happy. Oh, I like this. Adorable. I think I'd rather have it down here. Adorable. This bee is actually going to go down here by the sentiments. And that way also, since it's facing this way, it's kind of drawing your attention. It's going to kind of fill this void right here. If you remember my organizational video, if you haven't seen it, I'll post it down below. I've grabbed the one that's C through L, and I'm looking for flowers. Ones that will already fit with what I have, as well as ones that kind of go up over that happy. These acrylic ones might be good. So I'm going to pull those two, and then I've also pulled out of my embellishments. I sort by color. I pulled the yellow and the orange. Let's bring this back in. Let's lay some of these down. I think it's actually going to be better than what I thought. And that's why I love mixing collections. You kind of get all of the textures, all of the feels. Okay, I did all of that and I still didn't do that. So, I think I'm going to do Loving This. I'm going to bring my anti-static pouch out, and then also Smile. So it'll say Loving This, Happy Smile. And I think that's it. I will add some journaling, probably strip journaling under here. And then I also tied some bows with that thin Daffodil Delight ribbon. I'm going to put here and there. So loving this. I'm going to put it over here, even though I want to hide this, and I think I'm going to hide that with dots or something. So loving this. Happy, and then smile is going to go kind of nestled in. Maybe on the outside. Let's do it right there. I've got these bows I'm going to attach using micro glue dots. One is going to kind of go right there. That. I'm going to use kind of this medium color. I think this is actually Sundance. I am going to distress the edge right there, and right there. So all I did was cut a slit. I'm going to pull this back. So I actually decided on blue, and I've pulled out some of my fruit salad, and that is what I'm going to use. Thought about using the same vellum, but it's just not going to have the same look. I thought about backing it with white, but I kind of wanted just something different, and I had this scrap. So we are going to Okay, so I have everything adhered down. I did add some strips right there just so I can add a quick note. You can see some pencil marks. I may try to come in here and really erase those. Like I said, if you are in a position to use your Cricut or a Colossal or something else that you have, please by all means do so. I was just kind of in a hurry and kind of wanted to show you how you could do it without it. The wind is blowing. I don't know if you heard that. And then, of course, we have the little clusters with the ribbon, the acrylic flowers for my stash, and then some dots for my stash. And then, of course, the peaks of that blue behind there. I don't even think that's the same color blue, but I think it'll work. And then, of course, I love this little detail, and then that one, and then with that bee stuck right there. So I will leave everything that I used linked down below if it is still available. You will also see a link to Kelly's YouTube channel. Again, this is celebrating her milestone of hitting 5,000 subscribers. And that is only in 2 years. That is phenomenal. But once you check out her artwork, I know that you'll love it. And I know that you'll hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thanks for stopping by and watching.